Hey viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking paint. Some of this is going to be filmed a little out of order just because I've been busy. But I figure an out of order video is better than no video at all. So house is painted, finally, inside and outside. So I figure I would take you through and show you. We're in the garage now. Color-wise, we went with white for trim and then the Sherwin-Williams color Agreeable Gray. For the walls. So you can see here in the garage kind of what it looks like. I'll take you in kind of to the living area, and some of the stuff you'll see that you can ignore because I'll talk about it later. You'll see cabinets, you'll see other trim work that I'll talk about later. Well, I guess we'll talk about trim now. So we decided to go with Agreeable Gray, like I said, white trim. The trim work, we did poplar for the window sills, just paint grade poplar, just a pretty cheap baseboard, nothing too fancy with that. For the mantle and all the wood, we went with a dark walnut stain. So we've got a pine mantle there. And if I pan up to the ceiling, we've got a pine, just box beam there, again, stained with the dark walnut. And then looking at the stairs and balcony, we did red oak for the pillars and the railing. Yeah. And we stained all that with a dark walnut as well. And then for the front door, we decided to go white on the inside, staining again with that dark walnut. To kind of bring all that in. And that will tie into the kitchen, which I'll talk about later. A little bit of red oak there on the vent hood. But so we'll talk about that later. Walk in the pantry here real quick. All the closets and pantries, they all got shot with just the Amazing Gray. Ideally, that's not what we want. We want a little more contrast, but in the interest of time and economics, this is what we chose to do. So what what's actually going to happen here is we are going to probably come back and do the trim in white and kind of go from there and do the rest ourselves to save a little cash. Show the master here because we did do another one of those faux beams in the master, again stained with the dark walnut. All right. And again, white trim everywhere on the inside. All of the doors got this little header detail. And all that is kind of 1x2. I believe they actually used 1x2 MDF. And then a poplar, like a 1x8 poplar in the middle there, just to create that kind of I-beam look. Take you upstairs real quick. This is probably a decent detail. For all of this, all the curved walls, we had to get this rubber baseboard. So this is what this looks like. And this stuff is expensive. So only buy what you need. We had some screw ups in material, so I ended up having to do this whole area in rubber base rather than just the curved section. And so it cost a little more. You can see how it's just flexible and rubbery. So if you have curved sections like we do, that is to be expected as to what you have to use. Again, you can kind of see in the office here. And we're going to go upstairs, stair rail, that nice red oak. And coming around here, see the handrails there. Again, that red oak. These painters, they just left. This is yesterday. So, the attic there. So, the bottom there, we just chose to do the paint it white, contrast. And then and the white top up there. So here in the upstairs, more of the same. All right, white trim, gray walls. white doors. So kind of an exciting time. House kind of coming together. Now I can start finishing out the electrical and getting lighting in here, which is going to be very nice. Closet. Here into the game room. So, I mean, that's really about it for the inside. You see one room on this, you see it all in terms of colors, but give you an idea what the finished product's going to look like. I'm going to take you outside and show you the outside. All right. For the outside, we went a little darker. So that color is called iron ore. So we started with the door there and then carried the staining throughout there. So pan up, you can see we've got our porch is all of the same iron ore color. And then all of this cedar is stained that dark walnut to kind of give it a little bit of, I don't know, contrast, I guess. So I'll kind of try to walk out here to give you a wider shot, and we'll go around the house. Okay, so there is the front of the house. We were on the fence about this color, if it was going to be too dark, and that's always so hard to tell, but in the end, we really like it. It is definitely dark, but that kind of color scheme, at least to me, it kind of grows on you. I think it looks nice between the shingles and the metal, the black metal on the roof, and then the dark walnut stain, and then the lighter contrast of the masonry. I think it looks really nice. If I had to do it over again and a little more budget, I probably would have gone with like black windows or some other darker color of window rather than white, but that was a significantly, I guess, more cost than the white windows. So we're trying to save all we can. So moving around to the front here, or the back rather, there's the garage doors, and we opted to stain that cedar trim around the garage doors as well. And seeing that, to me, it brings up a whole other realm of kind of design ideas. Like now I want to put like a cedar trim board right where that wood meets the masonry and stain it dark walnut to kind of have some separation. Right now that I see the colors together, I never would have thought of that during architecture, but after seeing it all kind of come together, you kind of get your mind going. So here's the back of the house, right, where you got more of that dark color to really see. We painted all the pipe jacks the same, you know, the roof vents and furnace vent up there, all that same color, right, to match. And then likewise here for the back porch, right, we've got the cedar and dark walnut. And in hindsight, I wish I would have thought about that. I don't know what the cost difference would be. I know it'd be more to do a full cedar beam across there instead of the box beam there, to have that all stained. I think that would look nice. And here's the back porch. And so on this back porch, again, more hindsight stuff to think about. All my can lights I have, they have a white bezel. And I think that white bezel painted the same color here would look a lot better than just being white. So if I had thought about that, I probably would have put the cans in first and then have the painters just mask it and paint it, you know, around the lens itself. But, you know, you can't think of everything at once. So we can always paint them later. But that's about it for paint. More videos coming for the finish out. Now that the paint's done, we're kind of scrambling to get everything else done, you know, but project's moving along. So thanks for watching as always. We'll see you in the next video.